And so, for whatever reason, I dishonored the old man. So they went back to tell him that Nicholas said he wasn't coming. Then he sent me a letter and said, Nicholas, now that you think you have arrived and you don't need me anymore, I'm officially releasing you to cover yourself and your family henceforth.
I am not your covering. No pastor is a covering to anybody. The pastor needs covering.
I saw there is a debate going on right now with a man of God from Ghana, a man I respect very much, who came out and say there is nothing called covering. He is right and he is also wrong.
I greet you, my most loved family. Welcome you to another video. So if you are new to our channel, kindly subscribe, like, share and comment. We are sharing this video in truth and in love. We are sharing this video in love, not for hate, not for anything, but I want us to get balance and understanding. And that is why I add this testimony from Archbishop Duncan. You know, last week I shared a video where Pastor Dr. Mesa Otabe came out to say no pastor can be your covering. He is not a covering to anybody. But Prophet Angel came out to said it was half truth. I played that video last week. If you have not seen, I will leave the video, the link in the comment section, so that you, or in the description or in the comment section, so that you go and watch my previous video on it. Prophet Angel responded that it is half true, and that is why I played that from the beginning of the video. So now this is another video from Archbishop Duncan, where he was talking about his problem he had with Archbishop Benson Idahosa. So I don't want to waste much of your time. I want you to watch this testimony of Archbishop Duncan, where he said Archbishop Benson Idahosa told him that he will not be his covering after he disobeyed him and he dishonored him. So let's get into this video and watch. I'll come back after the video and add more light.
There are two people in your life. You must be very careful how you deal with them. It doesn't matter how gifted and anointed and blessed you might be. You have to be careful of two people in your life. One is your biological father, because your biological father tells you your history, where you've come from. The second is your spiritual father. Your spiritual father shows you your future, where you are going, and directs you. These two people, you have to be very careful how you handle them, what you say about them, how you deal with them, no matter how gifted and anointed and the revelation you walk in. I'm just telling you, giftings and anointing and revelation doesn't make you a spiritual father, nor a biological father. It doesn't matter how much wealth you have, you can never become a father and make your father a son, whether spiritually or physically. It can't happen. You can't change it. It is what it is. And it's time that people begin to understand implications. Because I see a lot of gifted people, anointed people, and they think their gift and the anointing is okay, and that they can do anything and get away with it. You are joking. It's just a matter of time. I remember when I began, I was very successful in Ghana as the first charismatic church, and I was having problem with my spiritual father, Archbishop Idahosa of blessed memory. Ora Robert came to Ghana. We filled the stadium during those days, huge. Inside, everywhere was packed. It got into my head. When I saw the numbers, it got into my head. I was very young at that time. And so when Ora Robert went back to America, he did a newsletter. And in the newsletter, he said that Action was one of the branches of Archbishop Benson Idahosa. One of my young pastors saw that and said, it's wrong. You have to put a disclaimer on it. He's your spiritual father, but your church is not for him. I was very stupid, because if he's my spiritual father, he trained me. What is wrong if he claims that my church is his? Anyway, so I wrote to Ora Robert to change that thing he put in his newsletter, that Action is not part of Archbishop Idahosa's church. So Ora Robert sent the letter to Idahosa, and Idahosa sent Bishop Coker, the principal of my Bible school, and two other lecturers that taught me in Bible school, in the early 70s to come and talk to me. So they came and they said, listen, Papa wants you to come to Benin to meet him on this matter. And I said to them, go and tell him I'm not coming. And Bishop Coker said, what did you say? You are not coming? And he said, Nicholas, do you know the implications of what you just said? And I said, I don't care. I was the only charismatic church. Everybody came to my church. We were huge. I had the numbers. And so, for whatever reason, I dishonored the old man. So they went back to tell him that Nicholas said he wasn't coming. And he sent me a letter and said, Nicholas, now that you think you have arrived and you don't need me anymore, I'm officially releasing you to cover yourself and your family henceforth. And I have no dealings to do with you whatsoever. Before them, anytime I had a dream when I was young and I was battling and confronting things, every time I would see the old man appear and he would join me in the battle, and I always had the upper hand. From that day, when I received that letter, I never saw him in my dreams anymore. And I remember I took the letter and I bent the letter and I said, I don't care who you are, you have no power over me. We are all anointed by God. So foolish, because I was very powerful at that time. This time I'm still anointed, but I attach a lot of wisdom now than then. That time it was raw faith and zeal, no wisdom. Immediately after that, I started having some challenges with the then president, national security problems everywhere. It went on for 2 years. I have to relocate my family, and people said, leave the country. I said, no, I'm not leaving this country. God put me here, I will be here. And there were all kinds of things up to assassination attack. Bishop Duncan remember. And the night before the assassination, the word of the Lord came and told us exactly what's going to happen and the time and everything. And it happened just as we were told. But God gave me an escape. He gave me an escape. And it went on for 2 years. I talked to my auntie Melly Grant and so many people, Justice Annan, and so many others, to intervene with the President Rawlings, to try and hear my side, because nobody will hear me. I was heavily misrepresented, character assassinated, high level. And one day I went to London and somebody told me that Archbishop Idahosa was coming to London. He was speaking in Kensington Temple. So I cornered him and when he stepped out of the car coming in, I fell on the ground and I said, mercy, mercy, mercy. Somebody scream, mercy. And you know what he said? He said, Satan, this fight is between me and my stand. Stand down, stay out of it.
So here's my summation of what. So if you listen to the testimony of Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams when he had the issue with Archbishop Benson Idahosa of blessed memory, he thought he has arrived. He thought he doesn't need spiritual covering. He thought he was in his own, and because he has arrived, the numbers, he was filling the stadium and all you have, he was making name because he's the first charismatic church in Ghana. First charismatic, that's the word you should know. So you should know that he was the first person to start the charismatic movement in Ghana. Then most of the churches you see today, they are not there. Most of the charismatic church, almost all of them are not there. He was the first one to start. And because of that, the numbers, the fame, the money that is coming entered into his head, that he believed that there is no spiritual covering. So after he dishonored the man of God, Archbishop Benson Idahosa of blessed memory, the man said, since now you have come of age, this was what he wrote to Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, that since you have come of age and you think you have made it and you have no need for me, He said, today I have released you. I will no longer cover you and your family. You yourself should cover yourself and your family. That's why he used the word covering. So when you are submitting under a man, the man has a tendency, the man covers you spiritually, especially when it's a church or it's in a ministry. You are under a man. Okay, the man become your spiritual covering because you are submitting under him. So he said, because of what Archbishop Nicholas Duncan William did, he has released him. He will not cover him again. Are you getting the picture? So that means he said, and Archbishop testified that since his spiritual covering was exposed, he was exposed. There's no covering on his head. People that were looking for him for years, they are looking for him for years. They started having access to him. He went through hell, police, misrepresentation, and all that because there was no covering. Prior to that time, there was covering, and nothing of this sort was happening. So after immediately the man of God told him that and wrote a letter, which Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams tore and burned it, he began to face crisis for 2 years until he went to plead for mercy. He said he went to London and he was told that Archbishop Bensi Dausa was in London. So he went there and lied down and he said, mercy, 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 mercy. And the words of the man of God, the late Archbishop Bensi Dausa of blessed memory, said, Satan, stay aside. This fight is between me and my stand. Stay behind. Look at the word of the man. He said, after then, that was what everything was changed. This is not the first time Archbishop Nicholas has shared that testimony or how he disobeyed the Archbishop Bensi Idausa. He said after he made that prayer, everything became clear for him. If you watch other testimony he shared concerning this on that platform, those ones he went deep and he talked about it. He said after then, everything became clear, and they said it was a misrepresentation. It was a misrepresentation. He wasn't the one, but they tried to frame him by which he wasn't the one. So you could see that spiritual covering are very important. Your biological covering. So he started by saying that two people you shouldn't joke with: your biological father and your spiritual father. Which your biological cover is your physical cover, and your spiritual father is your spiritual covering. So you see that. I'm not saying, but if you watch what Dr. Mason Waterbell, he's trying to make us to understand that he is pointing to Christ. You shouldn't put your trust in a man, but put your trust in God. That was what he was trying to submit. But because he said pastor cannot be covering, and that is where a lot of people start talking about it. So your spiritual, your pastor can be your spiritual covering. Okay, is the way maybe Pastor Mensa Otabe framed it that people did not get him. But what he was trying to say, after I watched the full video, in my last video I played it, he was trying to project Christ, that we should look at Christ as the ultimate, not man. By in doing that, he said no pastor can be your covering, which became a debatable topic. So I believe this video has brought a balance. I believe what Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams shared was so powerful and inspiring. So thank you for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe, be sure to like, be sure to share. I will see you in our subsequent video. God bless you.